Do you think your self-esteem might be low? Let's jump into some telltale signs of low self-esteem. Not to put a label on you, but more as a way to help you figure out where you're at. Because once you know what's going on, you can start making moves to feel better about yourself. First things first, what is low self-esteem? It's that feeling of lacking confidence about who you are and what you can do. But it also goes beyond just lacking confidence. It involves a pervasive and negative self-perception that influences thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. Sometimes, however, it can be hard to recognize, especially because over time, it becomes ingrained in your mindset and behaviors, becoming your default way of thinking. Now, let's explore some warning signs of low self-esteem. The first sign is sensitivity to criticism. It's not just about receiving constructive feedback, it's about how you react to it. If you find yourself taking every criticism as a confirmation of your flaws, it might be a red flag for low self-esteem. Instead of viewing criticism as an opportunity for growth, you may internalize it as a reflection of your fundamental inadequacy. It may leave you thinking, "They're right, I'm not good enough." This sensitivity can lead to a constant fear of making mistakes, hindering personal growth. Next up is social withdrawal. Low self-esteem can make social interactions challenging. You might decline invitations, cancel plans last minute, or avoid being around others. It's not that you don't want to connect. It's like you're convinced that everyone will just add to the problems you're already dealing with. This fear becomes like a big wall that keeps you from reaching out to people. It's a tricky situation because breaking down that wall requires recognizing that not everyone is out to add more problems. It's about finding a balance between guarding yourself and letting in the positive connections that can actually lighten the load you're carrying. The third sign is hostility. For someone with low self-esteem, lashing out or becoming aggressive can be a defense mechanism. It's a bit like putting on armor before the battle even starts. The idea is to keep criticism or rejection away, almost like saying, "I'm going to strike first so you can't hurt me." This aggressive behavior is often a manifestation of the internal turmoil caused by low self-worth. So, when you lash out or become aggressive, it's almost like the internal struggle is erupting externally. It's a way of dealing with the chaos inside, even if it's not the healthiest way. Sign number 4 is excessive preoccupation with personal problems. When you're struggling with low self-esteem, you may find yourself consistently worrying about your own issues. This preoccupation takes up a lot of mental space, leaving little room for positive thoughts or empathy towards others. It's like your personal problems are always stealing the spotlight, and it's tough to break free from that mental tug-of-war. This preoccupation can also make it hard to focus on anything else, whether it's work, relationships, or just enjoying the little things in life. The fifth sign is physical symptoms. Low self-esteem doesn't just affect your mental health. It can have tangible impacts on your physical well-being. It's not just about feeling a bit off, it can really take a toll on your whole mental health picture. Research has shown that it can lead to mental health issues like depression, anxiety, and even conditions like anorexia. Additionally, it can push individuals towards unhealthy habits like smoking, alcohol abuse, or drug use as coping mechanisms. The sign number 7 is perfectionism. While striving for excellence can be positive, perfectionism driven by low self-esteem is a different story. If you find yourself setting unrealistically high standards and feeling devastated when you fall short, it might be a sign of low self-esteem. The constant pursuit of flawlessness can become a burden, affecting your mental well-being and hindering your ability to appreciate your achievements, no matter how big or small. The 7th sign is constant apologizing. Ever catch yourself over-explaining things, like you feel the need to justify every decision or action you make? It's like this constant worry that others might see you in a not-so-great light. Think about it. It's almost like you're on this quest for constant approval, and you're afraid that any misstep will make people think less of you. But you know what? Understanding that your thoughts and actions have value without the need for constant validation is a game changer when it comes to boosting that self-esteem. Sign number 8 is difficulty setting boundaries. If saying no or expressing your needs feels overwhelmingly challenging, it could be an indicator of low self-esteem. People with healthy self-esteem can assert their limits and communicate their needs confidently. However, when your self-worth is shaky, there's this fear that asserting yourself will lead to rejection or disapproval. It's like walking on eggshells, always prioritizing others' needs over your own. And that concludes our deep dive into the signs of low self-esteem. So, if you've been noticing some of these signs, it's not a dead end. It's more like a starting point for growth. Recognizing where you're at is the first step toward building a healthier sense of self-worth. It's like saying, hey, I see you, low self-esteem, but I'm not going to let you dictate the whole story. If you found this video valuable, show us some love. Hit that like button, subscribe, and share it with someone who might need it.